Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and Garrett here today. How are you, Garrett?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, hanging in there?
Yeah, best I can.
I gotta fix this mic. Something I don't like. It's leaning too far down or something. It's bumming
Too
me
much
out.
tilt.
Yeah, yours is nice right in your face. I feel like I'm
Yep.
leaning into mine too much. Whatever.
You got too much pitch and yaw, as they would say.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to learn some professional terms.
The lingo? Yeah,
The
I
lingo.
never learned any of that shit either. Doesn't matter. I'm excited. I know I'm going to nerd out on the debate stuff tonight. This will probably be the only opportunity. I don't think they'll put Kamala in a position to debate again. Just my thought. I don't think they will allow her to do that. And so this is probably the only chance you'll get to see how these people really are. Trump, you already know, he's already been president. He debates all the time and he does interviews all the time. But Kamala, my guess is this will be the only one, unless it went amazingly good for her. Maybe they'd let her do another one, but I doubt that. I doubt we'll see that. Excited to have Greg 3G join us tomorrow. I appreciate his takes on things. He'll tell you what he feels. Whether you agree or not is irrelevant to me, but he will pay attention to a lot of that, so I'm excited for that. You look like you want to say something, Garrett.
No. I'm just listening.
So that should be fun tomorrow. In a good mood because my Niners showed up and played last night and took Aaron Rodgers down handily, easily. So that gets me in a good mood. And then I read the news and I'm not in a good mood. I'm in a terrible mood, you know. The Republic is at a dark point in our history. It's been coming for quite a long time. I hate to be a fearmonger guy, but I don't feel like we're in a good place.
No, we are not.
I feel like it's getting worse by the day. The Tyreek Hill story really fucking bothers me. It really does. He was in his McLaren 720S, which is, I don't know, $700,000 car.
Yeah.
You know, just like the rest of us.
Expensive.
Yeah. I think Lego has a McLaren out now that I want to build. It'll be like a $400 Lego, though, $500 Lego. It's almost as expensive as the actual McLaren. The what?
Does it come with a little guy to put in it, you know, who's getting arrested?
No. This is a very adult machine and build. Okay. So, no. The smaller cars do. They come with little guys.
There you
go. This McLaren will not. I've built so many of them though now, from the Ferrari to the Lamborghini. Another big one. They're huge. They're actually pretty hard to build, you know. But anyways, he was speeding his McLaren S in a construction zone, by the way, if you notice. On his way to the game, he has come out and said, if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, Lord knows, I probably would have been like worst case scenario. I would have been shot or would have been locked up.
Probably would have been locked up for the driving, but
maybe. I mean, if he's criminally speeding, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's citation speeding, and then there's speeding so recklessly that, yes, they'll arrest you on the spot and take you in. That's the kind of fear Hill felt after his altercation with the police. No human being should feel this threatened. And those were exactly the sentiments of the Miami Dolphins. Fear. That was not the behavior of someone that was fearful of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's not how someone fearful reacts. And so, you know, this was pure entitlement on display. That's what do we have the video of
we have the video.
Of his getting pulled over?
Going for the cop cam?
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Let's watch a couple minutes of the cop cam.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window, bro.
Like what? Why do you have it on?
Do what you got to do, bro.
Hey,
So it's rolling up the window on
keep
him,
your window
Yep.
down.
Keep the window down.
especially with tint that dark. They don't know what's
Yep.
going on behind it.
Fuck no, they don't.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Get
Yeah.
out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car.
Yep.
They
Get out of
will.
the
They
car
will
right
break
now.
your window.
Yeah,
We're not playing
as they
this game.
should.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Fuck out of the car, asshole.
They ain't playing games. They're not going to fuck around with their lives like that.
Nope.
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested.
They're going to
Drew.
get you on
Drew,
the ground before
I'm
you
getting
have any
arrested.
chance to pull anything.
Yep.
I'm getting arrested, Drew.
I'm getting arrested,
Get
Drew.
out, bro. God damn, twin.
When we tell you to do something, you do it.
I'm getting
You understand?
out. I'm getting out,
You
bro.
understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
Too late.
Bro, take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro.
Yep.
Do what you gotta do,
We
bro.
are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. Can you stop crying?
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
good. Bro, you
Sit 'em
beating
up.
on my window like you crazy.
Sit him up. He
Is
knocked
That was
beating on
doing
my window
beating
like
on your
y'all
window like you
fuck.
crazy.
Damn, yo, bro.
Entitled, privileged
Bro,
asshole.
dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin.
Yeah.
Damn.
Go ahead and pause that for a second, Garrett. He's going with the IDN defense, the I didn't do nothing defense.
They did do nothing.
The I didn't do nothing defense is widely used and respected. It's as common in courts as the just
can't
look at
breathe.
a defense. Yeah, I can't breathe is a big one. I didn't do nothing is another big one. It's unbelievable. Hill has gone on to say that he didn't want bystanders to notice what was going on, simply looking out for the public and himself. He simply listen to the way they word this in the fucking articles. He simply asked the officer to give him a ticket so he could head to the stadium to play against the Jaguars. He revealed his predicament in an interview with CNN, who provided no pushback at all and just went, that sounds reasonable, Tyreek, you poor victim. Poor black victim.
I think they're trying to George Floyd him.
If I let my window down, people walking by, driving by, they're going to notice that it's me and they're going to start taking pictures. And I don't want to create a scene at all. Like, I just really want to get the ticket and then go about my way. How about then you don't fucking speed in a construction zone, asshole?
And not just that, I've had plenty of interactions with the cops. If you rolled down the window the first time, you just explained to him, hey, I'm a famous person. I don't really want paparazzi taking photos of me in a traffic stop.
Yeah.
Would it be okay? I have no weapons, but would it be okay if I just kind of my window cracked a little bit instead of all the way down?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. You treat them, they're going to treat you with the level of respect that you treat them.
Yeah.
And the fact is, you brought up the point that, when you have a car like that, windows rolled up, cops are immediately like, well, what's going on in there? You trying to stash something?
Yeah.
Are you trying to grab something? What the people in the media absolutely know but won't tell you is there's a lot of times, and it can be rare, but it also happens where the cops don't necessarily know who they have in that moment. Might be someone that could be a drug lord for all they know, driving around in a fucking $1 million car with absolute blacked out windows. They don't know. And what might be going on in that situation in their mind, something they need to think about is, am I about to find out that this individual has warrants galore and they're not allowed to be out here doing whatever it is they're doing right now, and they are willing to do anything to not go back to jail, right?
Yeah.
They might be breaking some parole violation for all you know, and they're one nick on the record away from actually doing 20 years, and they're not going to let that happen. And so, yeah, they're willing to grab a gun. They're willing to fucking take off. Cops don't know that in that moment.
Yep. And there's another layer to Florida that a lot of people don't understand. And I haven't heard this one yelled a lot, but Florida's a constitutional carry state, meaning you don't need a permit to keep a concealed pistol on you.
Yeah.
Anybody can be armed at any time. You never know.
Right. And then when you start acting belligerent, don't knock on my window, bruh. 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 just say the same thing 50 fucking times, ignoring orders, acting like you're above everybody else. I ain't got it. I'm 10, dog. I'm 10, bruh, for the Dolphins. I'm 10 for the Dolphins, bruh. That's his argument for everything. I'm 10 for the Dolphins, bruh. So don't knock on my window, bruh. What are you, crazy, bruh? No, you're the asshole that was speeding through a fucking construction zone.
I mean, it worked for his domestic charge, right?
And yeah, right, exactly. No, that's a repeat thing that you see over and over and over. I absolutely believe he thinks he can go up to the dock where he's fishing and just jump on someone's boat and have his bitches and his hoes jump on the boat without paying, blah, blah, blah. And his argument to that is, instead of recognizing how disrespectful you're being to someone else's property, I'm 10, dog, for the Dolphins. I could buy you and this boat. That's what he believes is the responsible, reasonable reaction from humanity. And it's disgusting to watch in person. He also mentioned his status as a football player saved him from much heinous behavior from the officers. He was happy that his pregnant wife, Keto Vaccaro, wasn't there to witness the inhumane treatment of her husband. Yeah, but though they go out to point, though the tragedy is mentally disturbing, he didn't let it affect his game. No, not at all. In fact, he mocked it during his game. He had a good game because you know what? He run real fast. That's what he do. He got sticky fingers when it comes to a piece of leather being thrown his way, and he run real fast. So he was able to have a good game. I think he had 130 yards receiving and a touchdown, which is common for him. He's a great receiver. It doesn't excuse dog shit human behavior. You showed those cops zero fucking respect, and you got it back. I'm sorry.
And I love the layer of abuse.
He did a handcuff celebration after he caught it. He put his hands behind his back like he was being handcuffed, and then his cutesy fucking entitled rich loser teammates played along. And then he went on to say, "Oh, I wasn't being disrespectful. I love the police. I was raised right." Nothing about you says you were raised right, Tyreek. Sorry. What were you going to say, buddy?
Oh, nothing. You're good.
And by the way, invoking your wife is adorable. Invoking your wife meant, and it's meant to give it like, I'm just glad my wife wasn't there to see this, another black man in handcuffs, blah, blah, blah. It's meant to making a comment like that and having cover from the media just go, yeah, this is what black men in America have to deal with, these poor, poor black men in America. Just another stand-up black man with a wife and kids being mistreated by racist cops. Unfortunately, all the cops were Mexicans.
Yep. Oops.
That doesn't fly with the fucking, but who cares? Just plow through that. Stupid people will believe that anyways. Just another stand-up black guy. Tyreek Hill, let's see. The running joke is he could have fathered as many as 10 children. I believe I've heard 12 from 6 women. Just another stand-up married guy. All love and respect to my wife. Thank God she wasn't here. The trauma that could cause my wife, my wonderful, precious wife, the trauma to have to see me act a fool and then get treated as such at the hands of evil, racist law enforcement. Despite being married to his longtime partner, Keita Vaccaro, they got married in 2023. They were engaged in 21. They've been together for many years. Vaccaro and Hill are expecting their first baby together. Oh, and this news is probably, this article's probably old, so they've probably had that child. Maybe not. Maybe they're still expecting it. He has 3 kids with Crystal Espinal, his ex-fiance. She's the one who he choked while she was 8 weeks pregnant. Left bruises on her, and had the kid whose arm he broke when the kid was 3. And also, if you weren't listening, the 3-year-old, when it misbehaved, Tyreek would make him hold his arms out so he could punch him in the chest, teach him lessons.
Well, he was raised right.
Yeah, he was raised right. His mama raised him right. So that's his son Zev and its twins Nakeem and Nyla. That's with Crystal. Now, so while he's married to this woman who, God forbid, she had to see her poor black husband being mistreated by racist police, right? Remember that? Don't forget that narrative that he wants you to believe and that the fucking stupid NFL is going to back him up on. and the complicit media is going to run cover for as well. He also shares a child with Brittany Lackner. She's a travel influencer. She gave birth to Sol Karazan, a hit. There's Camille Valman. They share a child, Tyreek Deshaun Hill Jr. Hill also shares a daughter, Trey Love, with Kimberly Baker. Baker had to file a paternity suit to prove that it was this idiot that fucking came in her and knocked her up because he fought that.
He got worried on it.
Yeah. I don't know what his defense was there. Maybe I didn't do nothing was his defense. I don't know. I pulled out. Might have been his defense. I don't know. But the court went, yeah, fuckface, you're the father.
Yeah.
What's interesting about all three of those last ones, so we knew about Crystal, the kid whose arm he broke. We know about that one. These three, there's one thing that's interesting about all three of them. He's not married to any of them. Remember, he's married to Keita Vaccaro, who they're expecting a child. Well, and they were engaged in 2021, married in 23, and they've been a long time together. So let's see here. Brittany Lackner, she gave birth to his son in February of 23. Camille Valman gave birth to his child in March of 23. And Kimberly Baker gave birth to his daughter, Trey Love, in May of 23.
Those are Irish twins.
Right. What's an Irish twin?
That is when you have siblings who are close in age, like they could have they could be twins because they're in the same year, but they're not. They're not the same day.
Yeah. So that is someone who's married with a pregnant wife, fucking 3 different women, coming in all of them, and them giving birth within 6 months of each other. 3 of them. So spare me this, oh, my poor wife almost had to see this incident. Thank God. That could have been traumatizing to my wife. I am 10 for the Dolphins. My wife, she could have had to see that. Thank God. We got to protect our ladies.
Yeah.
You know what else ladies don't like? When you fuck literally everything that moves in town while you're with them and come in all of them absolutely as reckless as you can be. And they all have your kids. And none of them is having an abortion.
Nope.
None of them. For obvious reasons.
Hill money for the rest of their life.
Hell yeah. Well, he's going to be broke at some point.
Oh, big time.
You can pay some idiot $160, $200 million, and trust me, there are ways to go through that. Having 10 kids from random bitches all over the country, that's a good way to do it. It's a good way to do it because, believe it or not, Tyreek, you will not run a 4.25 forever. And that's the only reason anyone gives a shit. In the organization, in the NFL, in the fan base. It's not your stand-up nature that they care about. They're putting up with that garbage because you run a 4.25. You known as a cheetah.
Yeah.
As soon as you don't run a 4.25 anymore, the heap fucking scrap pile of humanity is where you go, sir. So it's insulting, and the message it sends is fucking pathetic. The statement from the Miami Dolphins, as if it was sent out of a fucking DEI basement farm office in Miami, is despicable. We are saddened by the... Do you have it there? Go ahead and pull it up. Yeah. I'll read it. We are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct directed towards Tyreek Hill, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith by police officers before yesterday's game. It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. Yet it is also a reminder that not every situation like this ends in peace, as we are grateful this one did. What if it wasn't Tyreek Hill is a question that will carry with resounding impact. Yeah, that's what Tyreek said. So let's invoke that. Like he's just another victim here. And look at the system coming down on a poor black man again. We are proud to have strong and positive relationships with the Miami-Dade Police Department. This statement is an absolute fucking slap and piss in the face of your local Miami-Dade Police Department. Just so we're clear, Miami Dolphins. I know this is not how the Miami Dolphins feel. This is a group handcuffed in this league to have these fucking departments putting out garbage statements like this on their behalf. This is a DEI department, HR department putting this fucking bullshit out. And anybody with eyes can see what happened and why it went down the way it did.
Oh, yeah.
And to take zero responsibility is so fucking reckless and despicable. It disgusts me. Let's see. And we're proud to have strong relationships with other law enforcement agencies and recognize the vast majority of officers do serve the community with the utmost character and desire to protect all citizens. However, as is on full display in the videos released tonight, there are some officers who mistake their responsibility and commitment to serve with misguided power. While we commend MDPD for taking the right and necessary action to quickly release the footage, we also urge them to take equally swift and strong action against the officers who engaged in such despicable behavior. We will stand beside Tyreek and our players as they work to use their platform and this situation to make a positive impact in our community. We have always believed that the game of football holds a unique power to bring people together, and we remain hopeful that through the collective work of the players' organization and our partners, we can create lasting change. Holy shit. Every word of that statement is offensive.
Yeah.
Offensive. This situation happened for a few reasons, and Tyreek Hill is at the forefront of all of them. And I understand if this was someone on the Lions, someone on the Niners, I don't think I would give them the benefit of the doubt either. Okay, I understand Dolphin fans. I see them on Twitter. I see them on Facebook. I see them going out of their way to try to justify it and this and that. No, you have to understand the interactions that police people have that law enforcement has with this country, with the citizens of this country. They don't go the way, those interactions are always tense in nature. You're being stopped. You're being told in that moment, I did something wrong. Now is not the time to fight. If Tyreek Hill behaves this way instead, cracks his window and goes, "Oh, man, you got me there. I know I was speeding a little bit. Look, it's Tyreek Hill. I play for the Dolphins. I'm on my way to the stadium, and I know I'm speeding. I'm a couple minutes late for work." But those guys, honestly, would probably – there's almost a 0% chance they're going to write him a citation at that point.
Yeah.
What they'll probably do is it might get annoying, like, "Hey, man, can you sign an autograph for my kid? Hey, can I take a quick picture with Tyreek real quick?" And there, your privilege comes out again, Tyreek, that instead of just being your average dipshit citizen in town who isn't going to automatically be given the benefit of the doubt like an NFL player will, in that situation, they're probably going to go, "Oh, holy shit, I can't believe we got Tyreek. Tyreek, can we take a quick picture?" Yeah. And that thing ends right there.
Those cops you come out looking better because you took a couple selfies with cops,
Yeah. That shows actual respect for the situation. It shows respect for your community. It shows respect to law enforcement that you claim to respect. Oh, you've got this, I was raised this way. I have utmost respect. No, you displayed none of that respect, Tyreek. None. And these fucking people, we read the stories yesterday, Garrett. We went through them one by one. The amount of times since college that this fucking asshole has been given chance after chance, shitty behavior after shitty behavior, rewarded, never told no. Why? Because he runs faster than you do. That's it. And there used to be a time when nobody would want that video to get out because the Dolphins and the NFL as a league would be horrified to see that one of their players acted that disrespectful to fucking their community law enforcement. That's how that would be viewed. And they would go behind the scenes and be like, "Look, unless you get a FOIA, can we keep that video under wraps?" They would get a copy of it, and it would be like, "Look what your player did. Look how he behaved over a simple fucking traffic violation."
Yeah.
Okay. What's he going to potentially pay a $200 fine? Do you think this asshole gives a shit about $200 fines? No, he doesn't. So the message, the problem is these people do have outsized platforms. They have, so when he says, "What if this was a young person who was not Tyreek Hill?" Yeah, that's a great question, Tyreek. Did you really honestly think about what that looks like? And did you think about what message you're sending to those people? because those people are not going to have the $700,000 car on their way to an NFL field to play in front of adoring fans and beloved in their community. They're just going to be some guy who thinks that, look at the reward Tyreek got. He's got a whole organization, a whole league coming out and praising him and, we need to come together as a group. No, you're asking us to reward his absolute shit behavior in that, don't knock on my window, bro. Don't knock on my window, bro. Don't knock on my window, bro.
Yeah, and they're also expecting us to think that police brutality is them pulling him out of a car, putting him on the ground, handcuffing him, and then just putting him in a cop car.
Say that again. I'm sorry, Garrett.
Well, they keep saying it's some crazy brutality. The cops were brutal to him. They were terrible. Yeah. They pulled him out of the car, put him on the ground, cuffed him behind his back, picked him up, and put him in a cop car.
Yeah.
That is very standard to any arrest.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It just seems, and I don't know how this idea that, oh my God, I was freed from my life. No. That's not how. No, you behaved like someone with extreme entitlement, extreme privilege. Yeah. Absolutely extreme. I can behave any way I want, no matter what. You ain't gonna tell me what to do, bruh. It's respect, bruh. That I'm entitled to behave any way I want. Because why? Because I'm 10. That's what you want people to take away from that. You're different than everybody. You're special. You have a big wallet. You have a fancy car, and you run real fast. And so we all need to accept whatever shit. Oh, you broke your 3-year-old kid's arm? You 10, dog.
Yeah.
You 10, dog.
Obvious, that makes up for it.
Yeah, you choked your pregnant girl? Whatever, dog. She probably deserved it, dog. You 10,
hey,
dog.
She was 9 weeks, but you 10.
Yeah, you 10, dog. She only 9 weeks. She 8 week pregnant. You 10, dog. You carrying the franchise. It's extreme privilege, extreme entitlement, actually just extreme privilege. Extreme privilege should come with extreme responsibility. And if you had a media that was doing its job, they would go, look, let's play this video and let's point out exactly where Tyreek needs to learn from this too. Now, do the cops need to grab him by the neck and drag him down on the ground? I don't have a problem with it, but sure. If you want to act like, they didn't need to manhandle him so fast, like, okay, fine. You can have that discussion. Tyreek's behavior, and I knew it yesterday. I left the door open for maybe, just maybe, this is some horribly racist white officers who just saw a black man driving a McLaren and figured, fuck it, let's fuck with him. Maybe. Or
you got 4 Cubans, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Or is it possible that Tyreek Hill his behavior directly is the reason why this interaction went the way it did? And Calais Campbell and the other fucking asshole don't deserve any props either. You don't roll up on an active scene involving police and get involved. What movie has told you this is acceptable? Where have you seen this, that this is acceptable? That this is how you act. Yeah, let's draw more attention to it. Look, your teammate was driving like an asshole. In the other video, you can see him fly by. You see everybody driving. And then these cops are just sitting there minding their own damn business. They're not even doing radar. When this fucking dipshit goes zipping by him at, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour in a construction zone. And they immediately go, here we go. And they go pull him over. And that's the attitude they get. You know, he has an opportunity to send a decent message in his community, because he's right. If it's not Tyreek Hill, if it's just Joe Dickhead getting yanked over and behaving that way, thinking, oh, this is how you get out of it. Those guys didn't even give Tyreek a ticket. It must be because his stellar attitude in the situation. Like, you could glean a lot of bad information from that video. And when he's screaming, yo, Drew, they arrest me, Drew. They arrest me, Drew. When he's screaming that, when he's yelling at his team, call Drew, call Drew, call Drew. Yeah. That's Drew Rosenhaus that he's talking about. That's his fucking agent, who immediately came out with a statement yesterday going, oh my God, poor Tyreek. Poor Tyreek. You know I get a third, right? I get a third of whatever this fucking idiot gets. So no matter what he did, I am 100% in his corner. So Drew Rosenhaus comes out and blasts the cops. Oh, poor Tyreek. No, poor Tyreek is what has led us to this fucking moment time and time again with these people. It's unbelievable. He could literally do good for his community. You could go, you know what, man? I watched that video back and I'm a little embarrassed of my actions. It's no way. You know what? Fact of the matter is I was speeding on my way to work and I was pulled over. And instead of showing these guys the respect they deserve, doing as I was told, as we all know, we've all been taught that that's how you treat law enforcement. You give them a level of respect, and they will give it back when you do that. If you treat them fairly, they will treat you fairly. And I didn't respect that. And my behavior is what directly led me to being thrown down on the ground. And young people, I hope you learn from my mistakes. Luckily I'm Tyreek Hill. They probably knew who I was. And, but not everybody's going to get that same treatment. So you're better off going, rolling your window down, showing these guys respect, letting them know that there's nothing to be afraid of in this car. There's no hidden weapon. There's no, I'm not making a run for anything. I'm keeping my hands where you can see them, officer. That's the level of respect you should show these people. And you do that more times than not, the interaction's going to go in your favor and you'll be on your way in a couple minutes. Yeah. And, this is a growing time for me. It's not a behavior I would want my kids to see and replicate someday in the future. And I'll be sure to use this as a growth tool in raising my children so that they're already going to have all the advantages that I never had growing up. Yeah. And I'll make sure that, that they see the error in my ways and learn from it. Like that's possibility right there. It's incredible.
It is. It's one of those things too. I mean, do you think the cops would also be smart? This is one of those things where if he does that kind of apology, cops could easily jump on that. Hey, we came at you aggressively and we need to start, doing something with that. You can have a coming together moment between the NFL and the cops that could do a lot of good for the country right now. Mm-hmm. There's an opportunity.
People need to get this thought out of their head that only black people who are disrespectful as shit get treated this way.
Oh, wait,
I'm here to tell you, no, if you're a dick, if you look like me and you're an asshole to the cops, they're going to fucking be a dick to you too. Yep. They are. And they will certainly grab me by the neck. Dude, I treat them with so much respect. It's sickening. Sickening how much overwhelming and you'd be shocked at how cool cops can be if you're just cool with them, if you show them a modicum of respect.
Oh, yeah. And you don't even have to be sucking their dick the whole time, too, because I've had interactions with cops. I don't like cops that much, but I'm one of those guys where it's like, look, I'm not going to solve the situation here. Let's just do the business we got to do. It's like, all right, what am I getting pulled over for?
You can solve the situation here. When you get pulled over zipping down the road in a construction area, I didn't do nothing. I don't even know what I did. I don't even know what we're doing here. Yeah. Like, dude, do you know how many times we see that from shit people acting that way? I didn't do nothing. I can't breathe. Yeah, I know. You all say the same fucking thing. You all scream the same shit. It's falling on deaf ears. Dude, simply, you can make a cop laugh. You can put a cop at ease very quickly. And I'm not talking about just in Franklin. I've done it in downtown Detroit. Pulled over in downtown Detroit and been like, oh man, I got turned around. I went the wrong way down a one-way. My bad. And they're like, fuck out of here, man. Yeah. They laugh. They, look, you don't have to fall on the sword. You don't have to blow these guys. No, you don't have to do anything. You just little bit of respect goes so far. It just does.
And I've dealt with a really shitty cop before who was just started off on the wrong foot, was pretty shitty to me. I was nice the whole time, kept it nice and civil. I looked at the ticket he gave me. It wasn't even for the thing I was doing. It was for something else. So I took it to court. I didn't even fucking fight the guy on the spot. I let him go about his business. I took the ticket to court, told the judge, hey, he gave me a moving violation over here, something, whatever. But I was a commercial in a non-commercial zone because I was in a box truck.
Christ.
Commercial.
Yeah.
And I just explained it to the judge, like, ticket dismissed, whatever. His Zoom court. I didn't even have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's so easy to solve these problems if you just don't fight the cop on the spot.
Yeah, it's never going to go your way.
No,
never.
Only adds charges. Even if you get away from the cop, now they're looking for you with more charges.
These people look at their situation as if this is like, in your mind where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not a danger. I don't have a weapon. I'm not hammered drunk. I'm not going to make a run for it. You know that in your own mind, right? So you're coming from that place. You're coming from, I'm of no threat at all. I would never do anything like that. That guy walking up to your window blind has no fucking idea what your world is. There's crazy people. There's absolute fucking wanted criminals. There's all types of us out there. They don't know what they're walking into. Never. I don't care how nice the car is. I don't care how the individual in the car is dressed. It doesn't matter. They don't know. And so they're going to be on heightened alert. There's a reason they come up the way they do on a vehicle and pause and look in the back. They want to know what's going on in that back seat, what's going on in that passenger seat. That's why the flashlights are there. It's why they do all the things they do are out of an abundance of caution for everybody's safety in this situation. They have to go in with that attitude. So when you have these, Tyreek Hill, I promise you, he was really fast at running in high school too. He was really fast at running in college, and he's really fast at running now. The problem is by going, that trumps everything else. That trumps everything else in life. No matter how shitty you behave, people want him on their team. I don't care. He can run real fast. He catch balls. We win.
There is that, but there's also the millions of dollars he will bring the franchise. And that's, I think, what they're looking at more than just he run fast. They're like, if we bury this, we can bring more money in because he run fast.
Yeah.
It's always the dollar.
You're talking about season ticket sales.
Yep.
And season ticket sales come with parking sales, and they come with fucking jersey sales, and they come with concession stand sales. When you've got those top tier athletes, they're worth a lot. And so people don't want to jeopardize that thing. It's something that, most people in normal jobs can't relate to. You can't get away with time and time again absolute garbage human behavior and be promoted. And I guess some people are assholes and get promoted, but you can't behave this way in society, and it doesn't do the community any favors. Nobody is going to watch that video, cheer it on, and is going to get some beneficial element out of that going forward. It's going to cause more division. It's going to cause more shit between law enforcement and their communities. That's just a fact. One of the officers involved in the detainment of Tyreek was placed on administrative duties, and they immediately use that like, see, this is proof. Yeah, this is proof.
It's just desk duty. They do it whenever you get into a shooting.
Yeah, a shooting. There's no shooting here.
No, it's just
anytime you
hot
get
subject.
Anytime something's newsworthy, they're going to fucking go, oh. That's going to happen. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it doesn't look good. But they also know with a shit media, they will go out and they'll put all the race baiters on TV to make outlandish comments about this stuff. And when they go, hey, we're doing a full assessment, we're looking into all this, that's not good enough for them anymore. So they make these rash decisions. Like, oh, we took him off. He's on the desk now, or he's relieved of duties temporarily. Like, they can't do it fast enough. Like, the cops are trying everything they can. These departments are trying everything they can to calm down the race baiters who are going to be all over CNN in an hour talking about how outrageous this behavior was. How dare they treat Tyreek?
Every police department,
young man.
Every single police department in America right now is just shitting themselves to not get a George Floyd situation again.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Look at the
every interaction they do. Exactly. Every interaction these cops do from now on, they just have to pray they don't end up in a George Floyd.
Yeah. And those departments never thought they'd be in a situation where stations of theirs, like in Minnesota under Tim Walz's care, were burned to the fucking ground.
And this isn't, a
burned to the ground.
Thing. This isn't a black or white thing. It's just any situation that can nuke the media and become way too big for the cops to handle.
Yeah. Impossible for them to handle. Impossible. Yeah. So the attorneys for the officer are arguing that such a move was premature. We call our clients immediate reinstatement, complete and thorough and objective investigation. As Director Daniels has also advocated, our client will not comment until this investigation is concluded and the facts are fully revealed. Those facts don't matter, guys. That's the problem.
No, he's
narrative is all that matters. Narrative. That's it. The facts don't matter. Who gives a shit what the facts are? These people have a narrative. They have a narrative they're driving in the media, and media's running cover for them and allowing this to take place. Have you seen anyone on the landscape of media going, yeah, I guess I can kind of see where, maybe they shouldn't have put hands on Tyreek that fast and wrestled him to the ground that soon. But it seems like there's another part of this story that no one's wanting to discuss. And that's not how most of us grew up being taught how to deal with these interactions. Has anyone on the news media even been that kid gloves about it? No, not that I've seen.
I was going to say only in independent media.
Right. The department director, Stephanie Daniels, said in a statement that she had initiated an investigation into the officer through the department's internal affairs office. She is committed to transparency and accountability to the community with any situation involving my officers. On Monday, police released more than an hour of that body camera footage we just saw, blah, blah, blah. 4 officers forcefully pulling Hill from his McLaren after he rolled up his window during an interaction. Yeah. They handcuffed him for more than 15 minutes. Hill later acknowledged that he had been speeding, but criticized them for escalating the situation. I don't think it was them that escalated the situation. Sorry. They said I was speeding, reckless driving, or whatever. I wasn't raised like that to name drop. If you said I did something, write me a ticket and do whatever you have to do. Don't be disrespectful. No, that's what an entitled fucking prick would say.
Yeah.
Get away from me. Don't you know who I am? I'm 10, bruh. Write your silly ticket and I'll be on my way. That's what he wanted to happen because that's the way he's able to behave in all aspects of his life. I'm 10, brah, from the Miami Dolphin, brah. That's how he behaves with his girlfriend, with his wife, with any of his 10 fucking whores that he's banging and knocking up, to his agent, his stupid agent who's going to run cover for him, the National Football League who will run cover. His behavior is rewarded time and again, and this is what you see. Zero self-accounting, self-reflection, not possible with this clown. Again, you had an opportunity to send a message to actually help your community because it seems like your community overwhelmingly behaves this way in these interactions.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly. It's not the white community that continues to behave this way. It's not the Asian community. It's not the Jewish community. No. Seems like a very particular set of individuals that continue to behave this way in these interactions. And they continue to go this way.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want these people to do. I mean, I just don't get it. And this is new. This is new in the last 10 years where we take seriously the attitude of these entitled fucking assholes who act like, I can't breathe. I didn't do nothing. I don't know. You sped through a fucking construction zone, asshole. That's something. That's not nothing.
Even if you didn't do nothing, that's for you to deal with in court, not with the cop on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Don't knock on my window, bruh. Classic. Classy shit. Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, boy.
Ordered to pay $100 million. And he's been ordered to pay $100 million in a default judgment. Yeah, these ones when you ignore the court and just be like, I didn't see nothing. And they go, all right, we side with this guy since you didn't bother to show up, dickhead. $100 million default judgment over a sex assault allegations by a Michigan inmate. This is Derek Lee Cardello Smith. Cardello Smith, currently serving time at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, claimed Diddy drugged and sexually assaulted him at a party that took place 27 years earlier in 1997. So this is in Detroit, 97. That might have been about the time Diddy gave me his number. Might have been about that time when he was promoting, I'm trying to think, 97.
Is there something you're trying to tell us?
No. Oh, dude, I could have easily been drugged and raped by Diddy. It was this close, Garrett. You laugh and you fucking mock me all you want. He invited me to a party at Kid Rock's house that night. Boy. Yeah, P. Diddy.
Possible.
Did.
Although it was Kid's house, so I think you would have been okay because
I think so too. I think Kid would have had my back.
Yeah.
I like to think, but you know, those late night parties with Puff Daddy can get out of control, as we've heard.
Yeah.
But he did. I should grab I still have it. He wrote Puff Daddy and his cell number, and I'll try to find it in one of my booklets. I kept it.
Oh, that's cool.
You guys can all call the number. I don't think it's his number anymore. But I've told the story before. When you called the number, his son answered the phone. Puff Daddy's kid was on the machine. You trying to reach my daddy? Blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, this could have been me, dude. So this is not funny. This could have been me drugged and getting my ass Meek Milled out.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it could have been me, and I'd be singing a much different tune here. But would I be
the other end?
Would I be willing to take a Meek Millin if I could fucking get $100 million judgment? I think I would.
Yeah, totally. $100 million.
That's just me. Yeah, well, I know you would. You'd probably
saying.
pay $100 to get Meek Milled by Diddy.
How about this for pussy? Whatever the opposite is. Yeah, for vagine.
For vagine, yeah. Would you be forced vagine on you? But then it's like
for 100 million.
For 100 million, obviously.
Why not?
Yeah, for sure. But for $1 million, would you?
Yeah.
I think I would too. I think I'd get Meek Milled for $1 million. Be tough. Does anyone have to know? Do we have to tell people publicly that I got Meek Milled?
Yeah. Let's say you do. So what's the limit on, yes, everybody has to know that you got Meek Milled?
Because if no one has to know, I'd probably do it for $100,000. But if everybody has to know, it might be in that 5 to 10 range.
Yeah.
Certainly 100. Be like, you got Meek Milled for $5 million. Be like, yeah, motherfucker, $5 million. Yeah, I got Meek Milled. I backed that thing up into that thing for $5 million.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah. Derek sued Combs for $100 million, but due to the star not responding to the lawsuit and failing to attend a virtual hearing, judge entered a default judgment against Combs, requires him to pay the $100 million beginning next month on October 1st. So that's coming up. The artist will have to pay Mr. Cardello Smith in $10 million installments monthly. It's quite a lot. Derek first crossed paths with the rapper when he was working at a restaurant in Detroit. I'm almost positive it was earlier that day that I was hanging with Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense. And he upgraded. Cardello Smith, he thought was hotter than me and more rapeable than me. And so when I called him, he didn't answer the phone. He had Cardello Smith lined up.
So are you offended by that or are you okay with it?
Mildly. Okay. Especially if I was going to be able to sue for $100 million in a default judgment and win. Sucks. So, Cardello Smith claimed both he and Combs were drinking and smoking weed at a 1997 party. It was probably at Kid Rock's house. It was a party I was invited to.
I mean, he had a lot of parties. It's okay.
I know. But how often is he in Detroit partying?
Yeah, that's true. It is probably the one you were invited to.
So they were smoking weed and drinking at a party in 97 when the alleged sexual assault took place. At one point, while performing a sex act on one of the women at the party, Derek claimed the rapper placed a hand on his buttocks. He's got himself a handful of ass.
All right.
He also claimed he accepted a drink from Combs that had been drugged, and Derek proceeded to pass out. Could have been me, dude. Could have been me. I'm just saying.
You're almost there, man.
Upon waking up, he noticed Diddy having sex with one of the women and then claims Diddy looked at him and said, I did this to you too. I think we have some audio of that. Do we have audio of that, Garrett?
I think we do. Hold on. Let me play it. Is it something like this?
Yeah. And this guy backs up. He corroborates.
He does.
Poor Mr. Cardello Smith's story about the shit was spiked.
I mean, we can hear him out.
Yeah.
Champagne was spiked, son.
Spiked.
Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink. So I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink.
Yeah.
I smoke, nigga. Like I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like, this nigga Diddy.
That sounds
bitch.
like this story.
So I'm gonna put the squeeze on and give me a couple dollars and just say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no.
Dude, that could have been me. That could have been you. That could have been me struggling to take that dick. Could have been.
It would have been you. It could have been you ball slapping ass.
Oh
God.
Fuck that ass. Could have been me. Poor little me. My innocent ass. Could have been me. With Diddy just going to town on me.
Yeah.
Because, while that guy doesn't drink, I just smoke. I did drink back then a lot. I would have been easy. It would have been so easy for Diddy to be like, yo, bro, I got you a drink. Holmes. That would have been me passed out, fucking face down, ass up, getting Meek Milled to death.
You would have survived.
I would have survived, but it... I don't know.
It just wouldn't be the same.
By the way, Cardello Smith just a month ago filed a temporary restraining order against Diddy. That was back in August, according to the Metro Times. Derek was able to show records that the rapper had visited him at the prison he is currently serving time at, and Puff offered him $2.3 million to shut the fuck up and drop this sexual assault case.
How about $100 million and you get your ass to jail?
Yeah, there's that. But dude, that'd be hard if it was like 2.3 million. I don't know why Diddy settle on that. Maybe it was I don't know.
Trying to dip into what he's got going, like what he can get rid of without the government knowing. That's
tough to bury. No pun intended. 2.3 million. Like for this guy, if he's in prison, he gets out, say in 5 years. I don't know what he did, but and he's coming out to 2.3. That's not bad. That's probably tax-free money.
Yeah,
government ain't gonna know that.
But Diddy is well known to have a very, very, very large sum of money. So I feel like
billionaire.
The less assets he's putting out there and the less money he acts like he has liquid is the less they can sue him for. So he's probably putting out lower numbers than he should be putting out because he knows if the real numbers come out, they can probably get more out of him.
Yeah, maybe. So during a hearing last month, Cardello Smith claimed that Diddy told him, you know how we get down, when he refused to drop the lawsuit. And his response was, I disagree with how you get down. I would disagree with how they get down too. Yeah. That's just me. I'm not siding necessarily with Cardello Smith, but I don't know that I'd get down that way either.
I mean, I wouldn't side with Cardello Smith in that moment just because of what happened to Kid Cudi.
Why? What happened to Kid Cudi?
They blew up his car.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still worried about the fact they blew up Meek Mill's asshole as bad as they did. I've heard the video.
Now, I'd like some legal protection before I go back after Diddy. I'm not shutting up because if anything gets out and he thinks it's me, I'm probably dying.
Yeah.
So it's 2.3 million, and then Diddy's
they're not going to blow up your car, though.
No, but
your car's a sack of shit, I'm sure. They're not going to blow up your car.
But still, it's one of those things where it's like, if I drop the story, it's like I take the 2.3 million, but the story ever gets out and they think it's me, there's a possibility I'm dying because Diddy has done that before.
Yeah. Plus, if it was you, I know Diddy. Knowing the guy that I know, he'd be like, dude, you enjoyed it. Shut up. I'll give you 2.3 and go away.
Probably.
Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said this man, Cardello Smith, is a convicted felon and sex predator who has been sentenced on 14 counts of assault and kidnapping over the last 26 years. His resume now includes committing a fraud on the court from prison, as Mr. Combs has never even heard of him, let alone been served with any lawsuit. Well, that would be probably easy to prove if it's like, why would a judge grant a restraining order as this dude was able to prove that Diddy showed up at the prison and offered me $2.3 million to drop this whole suit? And it seems like that's the kind of person Diddy would be, because it was not lost on me when Puff Daddy came to the radio station with the single, the rock single that potentially had crossover value at the time. That is not a situation where they would normally send the artist in. Like that, they might send you on a trip to go see his concert somewhere.
Yeah.
They might offer to, we'll put you up in a hotel, we'll fly you out there, you can sit in the front row and see the concert, like shit like that. That man walked in himself, no bodyguards, no fucking no record reps with him, came in by himself into what would not be his normal territory.
Yeah,
Came into a rock station in a major market and walked into the morning show and went, I want y'all to hear this song, blah, blah, blah. And we listened to it. It was great. At the time, it was good. So it doesn't surprise me that P. Diddy would go himself to the prison and try to talk his way into paying someone off, if that's what happened. From what I know about him in that small instance, that's the type of dude you're talking about. He didn't send record reps in to payola his way into playing a single or anything. Like, he walked in his fucking damn self and made his case.
Well, Diddy knows the best way to sell Diddy is to be Diddy. It's the best way to sell his product is to show up himself and show you, hey, I'm here now as P. Diddy, showing you what I'm up to.
Yes, which is exactly what my interaction was like with him. 100%. 100%. And it'd be one thing if it's like, oh, the record reps are here, the A&R guys are here with him, and they're dragging this ass around to various radio stations. He, of course, wants nothing to do with it. But they're, it's part of the agreement that he's got to do a certain amount of promotion. And hey, today we're going to spend 6 hours hitting all the local radio stations in this market. We'll do the same next week, blah, blah, blah. No, that dude came in by himself. There was no one else. It's like he drove his ass there and he was like, I'm in town. Where's the radio station? I'm going in there and I'm going to plead my case as to why this needs to be played on your rock station. Like, he did it himself.
Yep.
So you would think that would be easy to prove. It seemed like the court fell for it. Last month, Combs filed a motion to dismiss a $30 million lawsuit filed by record producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who sued him for constant groping and possible drug-induced rape. Boy, you're kind of hearing the same story over and over, aren't you, Garrett?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard that drug-induced rape story a time or two now involving him.
I feel like I've heard the audio before.
Have you? I don't. I just
probably sound like that.
Lapping on ass. Yeah, it's weird. I keep hearing that. Jones filed suit in February, just weeks before two of Combs' homes were raided by federal agents amid the sex trafficking probe. Jones claimed he was ordered to recruit hookers and have sex with them for the star's pleasure, and has hundreds of hours of video documenting Combs' serious illegal activity. Diddy has denied all allegations. At that time, he was already facing lawsuits from 3 women and had lost a host of commercial deals. Of course, they go, this is bullshit. This is it's full of shit. P. Diddy's upstanding young man.
Yeah.
I feel like this stuff all goes hand in hand. When you get someone young and you give them shitloads of money and power, no accountability for their actions because they can write a hit song. We put so much faith in these people and we almost create these types of individuals. I mean, when why would anybody listen to Bruce Springsteen? Bruce Springsteen's vote isn't worth more than yours. He doesn't know more than you. He plucks a guitar and writes poetry better than you do. That's all true. That's what he does. He writes poetry because that's all a song is, and he strums his little twang box better than you do. It doesn't make him a better person. It doesn't entitle him to better information. It means he's living in a fucking bubble and his reality isn't yours. P. Diddy's no different. P. Diddy puts out hit after hit with various artists. He comes out with a fucking vodka line that turns him into a billionaire. Yep. There's credible allegations of murder involving him back in the day. But we keep doing this over and over and expecting different results. I was reading a story today about Taylor Swift you know, and I don't even like doing these stories. I just don't give a shit about these people, but it shows you the level of outrageous pull and that these individuals have. It can't not go to your head. It can't not turn you into Quentin Tarantino, who can go on TV on Bill Maher's show like we watched and say something as absolutely insane as don't even let her do another interview. Just like she can only fuck this up. Like, what is this we're talking about?
Yeah, it's scary. That's what it is.
It's terrifying. And you really need to think about that statement from Quentin Tarantino that he feels comfortable saying that in public. Like, no. Dude, she's not just going to represent you and the oligarchs of the world and the upper echelon of power in this country as president. She's also representing us people too. Yeah. She's also vying to be my president. So no, I think it's kind of important that we know what she's saying. And if you had a media doing their job, they would call out the bullshit where it sits and go, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. You said this a week ago. Now you're saying this. Which is it? Elaborate. That's what they would do. Right. And they don't do that at all. So it's a sad and scary place when Quentin Tarantino feels that comfortable, that entitled, that fucking incredibly privileged to spit and piss in your face as someone who's going to vote and act like, yeah, it doesn't matter what she's going to say. It doesn't affect me. It affects me none. Orange Man bad. Got to stop Orange Man. This is a game for some reason to these people, not understanding how reckless it all is. Political analysts believe that a Taylor Swift endorsement matters a great deal. Just how powerful is her support? According to a Newsweek poll conducted this spring, up to 22% of Biden's supporters, so back in the spring when fucking Weekend at Bernie's was still going on, up to 22% of Biden supporters in 2020 would be more likely to vote for a Republican if Swift gave them the thumbs up. Conversely, 16% of Trump supporters would be more likely to vote for a Democrat candidate endorsed by Swift.
Hasn't she already come out and endorsed the Democrat candidate?
She did last time.
Yeah.
I don't think this time she has.
No.
Swift's endorsement is considered so valuable that prior to dropping out of his re-election bid, Joe's campaign was practically banking on her, putting out another batch of Biden-themed iced sugar cookies, as she did in 2020, revealing her choice for president. The New York Times, The New York Times reported that campaign officials viewed Swift's support as the endorsement of their wildest dreams. But so far, Swift has declined to speak publicly on the election. I think that speaks volumes, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot that these people, there's no fucking way. I mean, remember, don't forget, back in 2016, what happened to Tom Brady when he simply had Donald Trump's hat in his locker. That guy was murdered for that. They, you know, and it was like, whoa. Tiger Woods, same thing. If you even allude to that, so these people know just to shut up. Don't say anything. My opinion's not welcome here. The fact that Taylor Swift isn't just jumping out and going, oh my God, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, oh my God. That says something too, to me, because everybody would expect that.
Yeah.
You know, there is Swifties for Kamala Group, but it's not officially affiliated with the artist. Duh. Yeah. Instead, Swift has angered fans and political allies by giving her endorsement to a different embattled woman, that of Brittany Mahomes. Of course, the quarterback, Garrett, you don't know, Patrick Mahomes' wife.
Yeah.
This doesn't shock me that Brittany Mahomes would fall more in line with, I think it was Trump's team tweeted out something like his policies or something like that, his agenda, and she liked it. Which I think is crazy. That's ballsy. That's
how dare she?
Yeah. Honestly, though, for someone like that, that is kind of crazy. Because I don't know. I always wonder, like, who are the people that are liking these things? For her to do that says something. She had to think about that and put that out there. She's been the target of haters for years. Fans call her annoying for cheering too loudly at her husband's games. Sounds kind of Kelly Stafford-ish. For Lions fans will know what this feels like when it's like, ugh, bitch, you've never thrown a touchdown. Shut up. Why are we listening to you? criticizing referees, being rude to stadium employees. I don't know if any of that's true. Fans say that. Unfortunately, fans will also say that if they think you're not going to vote the right way. It's like giving a shitty Yelp review of someone's restaurant because you don't like someone's politics that works there. Kind of like that, where it used to be reserved for, no, I had a shitty meal or I had a good meal. Now the dishwasher's politics matter.
Yep.
For some reason, unfortunately. So was she rude to stadium employees? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's between her and the stadium employees.
Yeah. And I don't know what they said or did or didn't do. My guess is it'd be very hard for her to be rude to stadium employees because they're going to be going out of their way to kiss her ass.
Yeah.
As her husband is the absolute star in every building he's in. The number one star in every building he's in, ever. So I don't know how you would get into a fight with her, but stranger things have happened.
Yep.
When Swift started dating Travis Kelce, she and Britney became fast friends. It wasn't until last week that Swift's adoring fan base became furious with her new gal pal. Mahomes was caught liking. It was an Instagram post that listed Trump's policy platform for the party. Supporting Trump is the cardinal sin for anyone even mildly famous. Yeah, we see that every day.
It baffles me that it's gotten so fucking crazy, not just on the political landscape, but in the Taylor Swift landscape, that if so much as somebody associated with Taylor Swift likes a tweet, Taylor Swift gets shit for it.
That's a great point, dude. I mean, think about how delusional you have to be to let it get that far down, where it's
just
like
a political tweet, not like a hate speech, not like a kill all the N-words or something like that. Like it was literally just a president's policies. You might not agree with them.
And his radical, extremist, alt-right, basically Klansman-esque policies were like, close the border, lower inflation, deport, illegals.
Just general conservative talking points.
Yeah, just your base level, as middle of the road conservative in nature as they come. That's what she liked. And it's like, I mean... Where's her Cyclops robe, her Grand Wizard robe? I don't know, but it's obviously there.
Yeah.
Swifties demanded, and I mean demanded, that Taylor disavow or distance herself from Mahomes. Or what?
Yeah.
Or what? Like, you don't have Taylor Swift power, or what? It's what I want these people to say. I almost want them to go, you want me to disavow a friend? The amount of people that have wanted me to do that for Mike Lindell, like, dude, are you kidding me?
Big E alone.
What do you mean, Big E alone?
Like Big E alone, the amount of people that want you to distance from Big E.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
We lost listeners over that.
Oh, I'm sure. But the amount of people that are like, what, you would still talk to that guy? It's like, yeah, of course. He took issue with an election that looked really fucking shady on its face. By the way, I reached out to someone, Craig Ardula, yesterday.
Okay.
And he's agreed to come on the show next week. He's an election expert.
All right.
He's frequently on Jimmy Dore. He hosted Jimmy Dore's show quite a bit when Jimmy was out. And he deals with elections around the world and has become the expert on those. And some of the things I heard him saying made me go, people need to hear what this dude has to say.
I think so.
And so he said he'll come on next week. We'll let you know. There's always a chance that someone's going to listen to your show and be like, fuck those guys. So we'll see where that goes. But just peeking behind the curtain, he knows what he's talking about. And I found myself getting to this point of like, it's impossible to argue with people without knowing enough. And I'm interested in learning like what the reality is that has gone on in elections around the world, why they've changed laws, what they've found, what they know that we're flirting with right now, the dangers that we're dealing with currently. Because it was stark, it was immediate, and it's been unrelenting since then, that everybody in power went freest and fairest election we've ever had, which is nonsense on its face.
Especially
to what level, I don't know.
Yeah, but especially with something like COVID going on that forced a lot of the election to be done it a different
the
way than
rules
we
changed.
usually do it. Yeah, the rules
100%.
completely flipped, and they're like,
Yeah.
yes, the Furious and Ferris, don't worry.
And it was only supposed to be done temporarily because of COVID. And now that isn't there as cover for people to do whatever they were doing.
Oh, swine flu now.
Now one side is fighting really hard to keep those things in place for some reason. Those protections that were in place for COVID, one team wants to keep those in place. And so I'm really interested to talk to Craig. I hope we can fulfill that and make that happen next week. He's agreed to it. But just so you're aware. Let's see here. Swift and Mahomes sat apart. It seemed like it was working. Swift and Mahomes sat apart from one another in separate suites at a game recently. Dun, 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 dun. So the Swifties got through. Let's see here. However, the pair celebrated together after the game. And just a few days later, the best friends forever were spotted smiling and embracing next to their respective beaux at the U.S. Open.
How dare she?
Swifties immediately started melting down. I have genuinely never been so disgusted in Taylor. Her spineless ass needs to stop this shit now. Doesn't she know that Kamala has a vagine and slightly more melanin in her skin than some of us? We have to vote for Kamala. That's the rest of that sentence for her.
Yeah, probably.
Another asserted that Swift is revealing herself to be a spineless bitch. She condemns in her the spineless bitch she condemns in her music. As much as I find myself annoyed by Swift's seeming inability to mature past the age she got famous, and her incessant desire to play the victim, I have to give her credit for standing by her friend. Sorry, woke mob, but it's actually healthy to have relationships with people you disagree with. While the Biden administration encouraged us to argue with our crazy MAGA family members at Thanksgiving last year, Swift is reminding everyone that it used to be normal for relationships to be bigger than politics. It's understandable why her fans are confused and angry. Yeah, so do you really want your hero to blindly follow along with whatever the most powerful, the biggest platformed, the biggest entitled fucking people in power have, whatever their narrative is? You want your pop star darling to fall in lockstep with that? That's gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Ugh.
I mean, just the little chaos gremlin in me. It's like right now in my head, I'm like, hey, Tay, speaking to you directly, come out and just fully support Trump, please.
Dude.
Please. It would be the greatest moment in history. That
would be a baller move because if you think, it's risky to do those things, to come out against the narrative. It is. It's hard. It comes with consequences. There is nothing brave or special about Bob De Niro coming out and, Keith Olbermann, his way all over the media landscape. There's nothing about that. That will cost him nothing. Doesn't risk any roles. Nope. I mean, he risks some mockery, but other than that, there's no real consequences.
And he risks mockery by a group of people that the popular media has already deemed undesirable. So
yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see where this goes, dude. It's crazy. I'm looking forward to it tonight.
I want to see the collective meltdown of every Swiftie if she comes out and just says, "Yeah, I'm feeling Trump this time."
I don't think she would do that.
No, she wouldn't.
I think there's. At some point, the machine will kick in, right?
Yeah.
When you're a $1 billion entity who's playing to sold out stadiums around the world, and there's too many people and too much money on the line, it's not just about you anymore.
No, I guarantee there's somebody right now writing up statements for all this. Every question that's being thrown out, or all the people who get mad, I guarantee somebody in a camp just writing every statement they need.
Yeah, and there would be enough people involved telling her, like, Taylor, because for all you know, it wouldn't shock me. Like, Brittany Mahomes probably comes from a well-to-do background on some level. Patrick Mahomes comes from a background with 2-parent household and a father who was a professional athlete. So he's been around fame. He's been around extremely hard workers. He's been around money. He's been around privilege his entire life. And he was raised right. Taylor is the same way. So it wouldn't be that far of a stretch for them to go, Yeah, I'm not buying that fucking narrative that all cops are racist, defunding ICE, defunding police. That would probably, in a real conversation, sound very reckless to
Yeah.
someone like Patrick Mahomes. It really would. From his background, he's not going to have the natural disdain for law enforcement. He's just not. It's not the way he grew up. Now his dad's a raging drunk who gets arrested every 5 minutes for drunk driving, but that's neither here nor there.
But also notice how there hasn't been a whole Patrick Mahomes in the news for disrespecting cops.
No.
I mean, yeah, the DUIs come out and they're kind of funny, but he seems to be doing just fine. Hasn't had any abuse
he's
claims.
Doing fine. So the point in saying that stuff is not like, haha, he's better than you people.
No.
The point is, based on his background, probably his wife's background, they met at a young age. I think in high school. I think it was high school before college that they met and started dating.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So this isn't someone that is going to historically just fall in line with that talking point of, oh my God, you're an extreme victim. Everything you do, no matter how awful it is, like Tyreek Hill, is excused because you're just a professional victim because of the color of your skin. Like that narrative isn't going to fly with a Patrick Mahomes or a Brittany Mahomes. So it doesn't shock me when stuff like protecting the nuclear family, closing the borders to keep our communities safe, lowering inflation so families can afford to fucking buy groceries again. When she likes something like that, that doesn't shock me. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Someone like that would be like Tom Brady, would just go in the booth, vote for Trump, and move on, and knows better than to say anything. So it's kind of weird. We'll see where this goes. We'll probably never know, and rightly so in some level. If you are watching the debate tonight, though, I love this. Kamala Harris is meeting Trump tonight. We should see how that goes. They're going to participate in the second 24 general election debate. Some major changes, really the only changes that Joe Biden, I don't know if he's still alive or not. I don't know who's running the country, but he will not be there. So, yeah, these articles, the way they're worded, the biggest change, obviously, is that Biden has bowed out of the race. Bowed out. That's adorable. Yeah, Biden just bowed out. He just bowed out. It was his disastrous June debate performance and pleas from a number of top Democrats that compelled the 81-year-old president to do so in late July. That is fucking adorable. Yeah. Oh, please. There were pleas from people, top Democrats, and he was compelled. No, it was a threat of the 25th Amendment is what it was. Let's be clear about this. He was cooed the fuck out because he was getting his ass handed to him. Period. Anyways, I
was going to say, it's why they had the earliest debates in all of presidential history, is because it was basically a make or break for Biden. If he couldn't get through that debate, they gave themselves enough time to replace him.
Yeah, exactly. Which when you know more of how that works, it makes perfect sense. Exactly. There were few, because most people don't know this, but a lot of people that are in the know that do this for a living were like, boy, this is a really early debate in the debate season. Usually it's not till mid-September, leading into an early first week of November vote, that you would start having these debates, and you would have 3 of them or 4 of them.
Yeah.
To have one scheduled in July, like it was 2 months early, struck some people as weird. Well, it's not so weird when it's like, fingers crossed this motherfucker can sell this bullshit for a couple months, but let's just be safe. Let's throw him up there. And if he eats shit like we think he could, this at least gives us time to just swap this asshole out. No, we don't need to fucking involve the public. No. We'll just implant who we want and move forward, and then just point the finger over there and say democracy on the line. Just do that. We're fine. So, do you have the debate bingo?
No, I don't think I got that one.
Did I send you that picture? No. This one, you can find it out there.
I'll find it real quick.
Harris Trump debate bingo. It's, you know what? Daily Mail did it.
Yep.
So it'll be a Daily Mail one. So they've got tips, and I would recommend, if you do this one, I've read over what the bingo card is.
There's a lot of them.
If you try to do this one, don't do it with liquor. Like a lot of people would do it with shots or something. I would do it with beer, because I don't think there's any chance you're not there. This isn't going to be brought up a lot. So some of the things on the debate bingo card. Are you pulling it up, Garrett, or you want me to just read them?
There's so many of them.
What? Like, from other people?
Yeah, hold on. You just tell me. I literally just looked up debate bingo. Here's one I got for drunk bingo. I've got this one. Trump makes question, Putin, Ukraine.
Okay, so this one, so a lot of people are doing it. Okay, we can go with that.
Them.
There you go. Kamala wears a suit with a color other than blue.
Yeah.
Drink. Communist or communism is brought up. Okay, I'll read. You can if there's some good one. If you see a good one while I'm reading this, you can let me know. Criminal. So in other words, is Kamala going to bring up that Trump's a convicted felon? Unburdened. Famous Kamala Harris. Unburdened by what has been, however that Marxist statement goes.
Yeah.
It goes straight shot back to Karl Marx, I believe, is where that unburdened statement comes from. I'm speaking. No, she won't be able to do that one. That one you should take off your bingo cards. That one she needed specifically Trump to interrupt her, so she could go, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I can't get my finger on camera. I'm speaking.
Yeah.
That one they really wanted to do, which is why they wanted hot mics, so she could have that girl boss moment. I am woman, hear me roar. I'm tough. Look at me. I'm speaking. Don't talk over me, girlfriend. That kind of moment.
Has the I'm speaking on it.
Yeah. Coconut. I didn't just fall off a coconut tree. That I don't remember what that stupid one. Mispronunciation.
It was some interview she did.
Huh?
It was like an interview she did, and people were like, "Are you crazy? You follow a coconut tree?" And
I know.
It's forced.
Democracy. Comrade. Of course he'll call her comrade.
Yeah.
Taxes will be brought up. Kamala pronounced wrong. Kamala. Trump will do that because he never calls her Kamala. He calls her Kamala, I think. Yep. Prosecutor. Coach. What is coach?
For
As
Tim Walz. Maybe Coach Walz.
Oh, yeah. Coach Tim Walz. Yeah, he's just America's football coach. That's all. Yes. Couch on the list.
Uh-oh. That's Rance.
Couch. Right. If you're going to put Couch on the list, I want Big Mike.
Yep.
I want Big Mike on the list. I want Michelle Obama's hairy balls on the list.
I do like that the free space on this one is free speech.
Free speech. Yeah, that'll be brought up. Coup, Cat Lady, Project 2025, hilarious. Russia, McDonald's, Hannibal Lecter, Supreme Court, tips, Elon, abortion, invasion. Weird. They're so weird, Garrett.
Yep.
Yeah.
That could be fun. Jan 6.
Are there any good ones on that list? Because I read a different list than your bingo list that you had up. Is there anything?
The iconic laugh is on this list.
Yeah.
We got.
I think she'll avoid that. That doesn't pull well. Her cackle. No. I know they love to go like.
I mean, Putin likes
it's so sexist. It's so sexist. How dare you make fun of Hillary Clinton's shrill voice when she would scream at America? Like, it wasn't a woman thing. There are plenty of women who.
No, but the fact that you can do that mockery voice and we know who it is why it was funny.
Right. And I have a paralyzed vocal cord. I can't even do it like I normally would. It doesn't pull well though. So the argument for that is to shit all over you as like you're a sexist, vile misogynist. If you notice that Hillary Clinton had a vile, shrill, nails on a chalkboard, screechy voice when she got animated. So that's one thing. And they'll do the same thing with Kamala's laugh. The fact is everybody goes, what are you laughing at? It's so weird. What is that fucking
nervous
witch
fallback,
tackle? Yeah, it's goofy.
I think it's whenever she's nervous and can't say anything, she just defaults to
yeah. So, but I don't think that laugh will come up because I think they're going to address it behind the scenes. She's at camp. She's been at camp learning how to do the talk thing. She's been at debate camp for a week. They tried that with Biden. We'll see if it'll work with her.
Oh yeah, they were trying that until they took her out of her camp today to go hug a chick in a spice store. That was probably set up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm assuming that was a lesbian or a trans woman, right?
Something like that. Somebody just looked at Kamala and started bawling on it. They just saw the future.
Yeah. But I my guess is behind the scenes are like, Kamala, we love your laugh, but the sexist, racist society we live in, the misogynists that are out there, they're going to hold this against us. So whatever you do, don't cackle like a witch.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, let's do a couple emails and we'll get out of here because I want to go prep. I want to go do some prep. And remember, Greg Henson will be on tomorrow with us, Garrett.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with 3G. But we will tell you exactly how we feel. That's all we can give you. It's all we can promise you. And I love Greg's takes on those, and Garrett will too. I'm confident in that.
Yeah.
Some thoughts and shit. Let's see. Friends, in regards to the Steve King topic on the show, okay? This goes back a week ago. I do not call him Stephen King anymore.
Steve.
I think it takes people down a notch when you don't give them the respect they demand with like Stephen King. Steve King.
I'm not even going to put King on it. Just Steve.
Yeah, James Jonathan's.
Too much child stuff. You're just Steve now. No King.
Yeah, Steve King. No, I can call him King, but it's like Larry Bird, Lawrence Bird. Just sounds like oof. It's not as cool as Larry Bird. Like we all know you. It puts you on an iconic level when it's like Larry Bird, the greatest, blah blah blah, and you're like the greatest white basketball player of all time. Larry. It's like Lawrence Bird. Lawrence Bird doesn't sound as, you know. Steve King is the same way. So horror author Stephen King is not going to get that from me anymore. Okay. He's Steve King. He's just a human being who he writes gooder books than you do. But his vote isn't worth more. His opinion is not worth more. He's just Steve King who writes creepy shit for a living and gets paid exorbitant amounts of money for it. Right.
Yep.
In regards to the Steve King topic on the show, how do you gauge morality without art? For example, the Bible is a wonderful work of fiction that deems certain things as such. It always should push the limits on what society deems virtuous. You always talk about big government taking a mile when given an inch. How is that different when you let government decide what is ethical for whomever they represent? Why should elected folks be able to decide that based on their beliefs rather than what the country actually thinks? Isn't that a key trait of anyone who thinks conservatively? You've mentioned diversity of opinion many times. Why shouldn't that include everyone that lives in this country? Also, how does a third grader actually want to read a book beyond their comprehension? They would rather be doing skibbity riz gat or whatever. Parents should be able to parent how they believe and have anything available for them to do so within reason, I guess. For example, we've decided beating kids ain't right. For some context, Steve King has actually banned his own book, by the way. Look up Rage, Fuck the System. Never trust authority. Look up Rage, Fuck the System, Never Trust Authority. Thank you. I don't expect these questions to be answered. Rant over. Adam. No, it's a good email, Adam.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that the level isn't that people are trying to monitor what you or your kids can or can't say. I think there should be a limit to what they should have access to. Like, do you think a kid should have unlimited internet porn just because his parents said it was okay? Or just as society as a whole, kind of how things work in the kid's developing brain, maybe it comes out a little bit different down the line that could lead to problems.
There's something very... Okay, so what he's trying to conflate is who is the government to say what should be banned or what shouldn't. Yep. I agree with that, Adam, wholeheartedly. The problem with this is Steve King is bitching about something that didn't happen. His shit's not banned in Florida on any level. Any parent in Florida can go to, they don't even have to leave their house. They can go to Amazon or any fucking bookstore they want and buy any Steve King child rape and orgy scene they want. And they can have their third grader read it. All the Florida schools was saying was, okay, we do not need to put this in the kids' library. It's in the adult library for access to anyone is still there. It's in every bookstore in America. Access to everyone is still there. Yeah. Any parent that wants to get that book is not going to struggle to get that book. They can all go buy it and give it to their third grader. That's a decision they can make. I don't have any problem with a school going, whoa, we cater to K through 6. And I don't think, Steve King books are smart for these particular kids. We're going to choose not to put them here. They can go to the big boy library and get all of them.
Yep.
They can go buy them from any store they want. But as far as this school here, we're going to try to cater to that mindset. And I'm sure there are some really, really intelligent, advanced, I would say, my little guy Reed, right, who's playing chess and violin in the fourth grade, like those kids exist. That fun for them. You're like, where's Reed? He's upstairs by himself reading a book as a third grader. Like, that's not what I see other kids doing. So he's one of those kids that he's going to blow through the fucking third, fourth grade curriculum and be reading more advanced shit. There are a handful of kids out there like that. And those kids might take to horror stuff. They're a little more developed and advanced. And if my sister wants to go, I don't know what it is, but come Halloween, he wants to do nothing but read horror shit from Steve King. I go, good. He seems like he's at a level that he can comprehend that stuff, and he seems to enjoy it. By all means, and that's your right as a parent to do. Absolutely. Let him read whatever you think his level's at. Just having them in the books, in the library, whether it's, Lawn Boy or, where it's just like, let's just kind of normalize, dudes jacking off dudes and, young kids blowing the local fucking realtor. Yeah, I think that's a little dangerous zone to just be flirting with when it comes to kids. They're malleable. There's a reason you want to get to them, because they're the ones that are so easy to manipulate, which is why we protect them where we can. Yeah. Doesn't mean I want Steve King's books banned or I want government oversight over this shit. No, I never agreed with Tipper Gore doing the PMRC bullshit on albums. It always backfires anyways. But I don't have a problem with Florida going, all right, enough of this shit. You're not going to load our fucking children's library with a bunch of LGBT garbage, and you're not going to load it with Steve King describing 11-year-olds having orgies in great detail. Yeah. Sorry. They can go read these books, check them out, buy them wherever they want, read them to their kids if they want. But we're not going to play that game. So that's the difference, Adam. I hope I answered your question. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for writing in. I do appreciate it. If you've got a follow-up to that argument, if I missed something, feel free to write back in. Walters@DetroitCast.com. Before we get to another email, which we will do, this part of the show is brought to you by Deer Lake Athletic Club. Deer Lake Athletic Club offers a full gym, fitness classes, 3 pools, swim lessons, tennis, pickleball, and more. Backcourt restaurant inside Deer Lake Athletic Club has weekly specials like Taco Tuesday, kids meals for $5 on Thursdays, live entertainment on Fridays, and their newest Sippin' Saturdays featuring half-off wine and appetizers. Call 248-625-8686 for more information. That's 248-625-8686. Stop in at 6167 White Lake Road in Clarkston or visit their website at deerlakeathleticClub.com. I wanted to get that in because it's going to be a short week next week. I'm going to be headed to Dallas on Wednesday morning, and then I'll be on Normal World with Dave Landau on Thursday. So we'll be here Monday and Tuesday, Garrett, and then I'll be off for a couple days. I got an early-ish flight, and then won't get back till Friday. So
I'll be looking forward to that Normal World appearance.
Yeah, it should be fun, right?
Yep,
it should be
Tell
fun.
Dave I said hi.
I will. Landau's always a blast. Quarter Black Garrett, did I get that right? Yeah, Quarter Black Garrett is great. Good guys over there. So that's all booked and ready to go. That should be a lot of fun. Angela, I believe, is the chick's name. She's great too. Yeah. And I can't wait to go back to that studio again. And I'll try and take some more pictures of some of the shit in there. It's really cool what Glenn Beck has over there at that old Paramount Theater.
All in the family chair.
Oh yeah, I already have pictures of that. But
sweet.
There's so much more there. I mean, it's just it's a fucking huge place with all kinds of stuff. And he's adding stuff all the time. I hope to run into Glenn Beck. I ran into Stu, who's his show partner in the hallways there. I didn't bother him, but I will this time. Yeah. If I see him or Glenn, I definitely want to ask him, because I know he's got he's supposed to have the most extensive library of record for this fucking country.
That's awesome.
Outside of, the national museums, it's supposed to be original documents and shit from our forefathers, crazy shit. he's supposed to have. So I want to ask him about it, but will I see him? I doubt it, but who knows? I saw Stu last time. Anyways, that's for next week. Harry Balls. Hey, Mike, when referring to people that refuse to inform themselves and put their fingers in the ears and say, la, 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 orange man bad, you call them stupid. You then correct yourself and say they're not stupid. Please stop doing that. Refusing to take information and have knowledge of things around you is the very definition of stupid. It doesn't have a team either. There are very stupid people on both sides. There's no shortage of Trumpers that make fools of themselves while being interviewed at Trump rallies. Likewise, there's no shortage of libs that believe Project 2025 is Trump's platform. People are stupid. Hi, Woke Bay.
Hi.
Love Connor. No, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I don't beat the shit out of the right enough.
But it's hard to. That's the problem. Is because I would like to beat the shit out of the right more. Because there's things I do want to beat the shit out of. The guys who keep going to the businesses and like attacking the workers for their woke company policy. That happens all the time. People go on the Target, start harassing the worker for the trans swimsuit.
Right.
That the right does that all the time, and I fucking hate it. It's one of those things
when
where
when you see videos at like the convention and some lefty gets righties on camera and they make absolute fucking dipshits of themselves.
Oh yeah.
There's no shortage of that, but that's on both. That's the left and the right.
Exactly.
The reason is because the media does their job so aggressively when it comes to the right. I don't need to point out every fault with Trump because the entire media landscape does it. I don't need to point out every Hippocratic thing that some fucking dipshit on the right says at a rally, because it's going to be blasted all over network news for everybody to mock and laugh at like they don't belong in society.
Any speech Trump gives, they have a live fact check counter. That is whatever facts they came up with.
It makes it less fun when it's like, well, they're already doing all of that. Like, I don't need to, I don't need to point that out as much. The stupid part is I know what you're saying and you're right to an extent. The problem is there are a lot of people that this ruins their fucking day. This isn't listening to this show from what it was 10 years ago isn't quite the same, and it fucking bums them out. And they want to tune out from that. Unfortunately, and I apologize for that. And I mean that. I think where we're at right now is scary as shit. And there is way more on the line right now than ever in my lifetime that I'm aware of. Like this isn't funny to me anymore. This is dangerous, what we're dealing with. Yep. And but those people that want to stay out of it, that want to go, I'm raising my kids, man, and I'm taking them to soccer practice, and then I'm worried about dinner. I don't have time. Like those people are not stupid people. They're not. There's a lot of them that exist, and it's not fair to just be like, they're stupid, because a lot of them, what they want is to just stop the noise.
Yeah,
it's fair. Every time they turn on the TV, they're hearing the same thing on a fucking loop. Donald Trump said something today that should offend all women. Donald Trump said something today or did something today, or this policy is going to do this and it's going to destroy democracy. Like they hear that on a fucking loop. Every news website they go to, every time they turn on the TV, he's trying to take away women's rights forever. This is a sad day for democracy if he's elected. Orange man bad. Back to you, Bill. Like, that's what they're getting on a consistent, pounding, never-ending drip. So for those people to just write them off as stupid isn't fair. They've had enough. They don't want to, and if that means, fuck, they tried to do it with Biden. Just put this fucking half-dead person in. At least we can stop the Trump hammer that I'm dealing with, where fucking lifelong friends are mad at me and coworkers hate me and I said the wrong thing and now this guy they just want that to stop. How do we go back to normal? And so that's why I struggle when I go, they're not stupid. They're purposely checked out on a lot of this shit, feeling that there's nothing they can do about it anyways. Personally, they don't have a gigantous platform like Tyreek Hill does, an oversized influence, and they just feel overwhelmed. Yep. And so it's not fair to call those people stupid. All right, we'll do some more emails, but I love hearing from you guys and what your thoughts are and takes and where we're getting it right, where we're getting it wrong. It's all great. Feel free to call out Garrett for anything you want. I'm sure you can do that.
Please do.
Call out me. Don't call out me as much. I'm an innocent, sensitive person. Anyway, you guys have a great night. I hope people enjoy the stuff. Like I said, Henson will be here tomorrow with Garrett and I. That should be a lot of fun. If you want to email in, walters@detroitcast.com, and we'll kill it there. Thanks, buddy. And have a great rest of the day, everyone.